Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino is the Name, and in this video, we're going to talk about how you could potentially make over $300,000 as a federal employee as an accountant. That's right, as an accountant. So if you look it up, I think the average salary for accountants is like 120 something thousand on average. I'm gonna look it up before, I'm gonna just look it up while we're talking about it. But as an accountant, I believe the average salary is 326,000. At least that was the last that was reported that I can recall. I could be off by a little bit. Let me just make sure before. I don't like to misquote. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to misquote. I like to get it right. But I was looking just at the, so there's a website you can go to and it just says like the top 100 federal occupations. And in case you don't know, this video is for my fellow accountants or those pursuing a degree or thinking about going back or trying to decide what career path to choose. So I was just on here looking because accountants have multiple different job titles. So it could just be accountant, it could be auditor, it could be a chief financial officer, it could be a financial advisor, it can be what was another one that I was just looking at? Did I say CFO? Anyway, there's just multiple different titles, right? And so when I say accountant, I don't necessarily mean accountant like this is your job title. I mean that as an accountant, you can have multiple different types of titles, but you just may be required to either be an accountant or it might just be a typical role that an accountant would sit in. So I was on here looking, right? Because you have securities compliance examiner. That would be a great job for an accountant, especially someone who's more audit focused. But SEC, the SEC security compliance examiners would typically fall under SEC. And it says the average pay for a securities compliance examiner, you're going to be looking at policies, making sure and procedures, you're going to be looking into records, that kind of thing. You're going to be examining compliance. But it says the average salary for securities compliance examiner is $204,000, and it says the highest paid, I believe this is as of 2022. So it's higher now, but it's 2024 now, but at the time that this report was created was 2022. And it said that the highest paid was $263,000. So I just kept scrolling down, because they have all sorts of different types of jobs here. You got engineers, program managers, and program managers, typically like your SESs, they can sit kind of over any program, that kind of thing. But it says average pay is $160,000 and the highest paid was $366,000. But let's just focus on accountants. Now, as an accountant, you couldn't still be a program manager. That doesn't limit you to what you can't, other positions. We're just looking for something specific. If you wanted to stay in the financial sector as an accountant, how high could this thing go? So first, I'm going to go to where it says accountant and auditor. Okay, getting close. This economist, not what I'm looking for. Where is it? No, it's somewhere around here. Oh, there it is. All right. So it says the average pay for an accountant is $126,000. So $126,000 is the average salary in 2022 for an accountant. Now it says the highest paid accountant made in 2022, the highest paid accountant. This means that the person has that job title. Now, like I said, it could be all sorts of different kind of accountants with different job titles, but this one, the title is accountant, okay? And I think that's what's also confusing people. When I'm talking about accounting or being an accountant, I don't necessarily mean just with this particular title, but with this title, the average accountant salary is $126,000, and the highest paid accountant in 2022 made $281,000. Okay, now as an auditor is another version of accountant, just a different role. That's what I was doing. I was an auditor. I really enjoyed that career field. But as an auditor, the average salary is $124,000, and the highest paid auditor made $265,000. So, yes, that is lower. The highest paid accountant with the role accountant made $281,000 versus 260. Was it 260? I think I went too far. I was looking away. Okay, 265,000 versus 281,000 as the high. So there you go. Now that's the difference between those two. But I'm scrolling back up to the top because I actually saw something else, and I was like, that would be, an accounting role. Definitely would be an accounting role. Why did I not see this before? So I'm scrolling back up, and they rank the highest paid jobs 1 to 100, and number 18 on the highest paid jobs for federal employees was none other than financial manager. Now I said, now that's definitely an accounting role. It's definitely a job for an accountant, right? So financial manager, it says the average salary is $151,000. The average salary for financial manager is $151,000. Not bad. Not bad. I like that. But what really surprised me, even seeing numbers at 280,000, I thought that was crazy that accountants can make 280,000, with no doctorate, no, PhD, no masters even. That's crazy, right? That your bachelor's degree can take you to such heights, right? And then when I saw this, I said, wait, I'm tripping. Does this say the highest paid financial manager made $300, move this out of the way, made $353,000. This might appear backwards to you. Oh, right there at the top, financial manager, rank number 18, average salary $151,000, highest pay is $353,000. And that was in 2022. So you can imagine that they're making more. Now, what is a financial manager? What are the different type of job titles? One, it could be financial management, financial manager. That's a job title. That's probably something that you might want to put in your USA job search when you're getting ready to move to those heights. And that is above the GS grade, okay? That is definitely in the SES realm, way down. And it's more than, there are several people who made in, around the 300s and up who are financial managers. And I was like, that's crazy. I didn't even know that was even out there, that you could go out there and make $350,000 working for the government as an accountant. Now, what are you doing as a financial manager? Typically, you're like in a CFO role. So CFO, Chief Financial Officer, financial managers, you're the one getting things done financially, approving things, signing off on things, whatever. Like you're managing the funds. And we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars, more than likely, at least tens of millions of dollars for sure. This person worked for the FDA, and I just know that I saw several people making some crazy money in this similar kind of space. So I looked the guy up because I know the guy's name who's making this much money. So what I did was I looked him up, because what I like to do is I like to say, okay, everybody has their opinion about things, about what you can do and how much money you can make. The numbers are out there. You can Google it. The feds are reporting the number to the general public. You can see it. And so then I'll say, okay, well, this person made it to financial manager or whatever. Let's say SES 5 or whatever, SES 1 or whatever it is, or the inspector general. So this guy's the IG, or he's the CFO of I'm thinking of a Department of Interior, the CFO of Department of Interior. And so his name is public. He's listed on the leadership board on the website for the government. And then I'll just Google or get on LinkedIn and look up. Usually, if they're like in leadership, it'll tell you their bio. It'll tell you where they started out working, how they worked their way up, like where did they serve before. It'll tell you where they went to school. It'll tell you if they have any degrees or whatever, what the names of the degrees are, how many degrees they have, what was the school they went to. It'll tell you that in their bio. So what I do is I'll say, okay, let's say this amount of money is goals, right? This is goals. If I became a financial manager, even if I don't hit the 350 mark, which is 2 years old, so I'm sure he's probably making more money than that now. But if he made 350 last year, if I set my sights on financial manager, on average, it's about $30,000. It's about $25,000 to $30,000 more than the average accountant salary if I focus on being a financial manager. And you're more likely to, even if you don't hit the $300,000 mark, because that's twice the average. That's double the average salary. This guy's making $350,000. He's over double the average $150,000 salary for an accountant. So I wanted to see, okay, even if I don't hit the 350 mark, I land in the 2 something. That's good money, right? But I wanted to see like what his trajectory was. How did he get to where he is? So that's why I went to look him up. Okay. All right. Let me tell you exactly where he. I think this is him. Okay. Continue with the web. I'm going to tell you right now. Okay. So he is the CFO of the FDA. He's been the CFO of the FDA for about 11 years. Before that, he was the Director of Financial Management Office for CDC. Before that, he was a Budget Director for U.S. Census. He worked at the CDC before that as a director, as a Deputy Director of Financial Management Office. Then he was the Chief of the Budget Division. Then he was a Supervisory Budget Analyst. Okay, and so now let's look at his education. Okay, so education. All right, this guy, he has a bachelor's degree. And his bachelor's degree is in business administration and management in general. So he has a general business administration degree, which, like I said, as long as you get your accounting degree, you can still do this as well as anything. You could still do all the jobs that are just general business management, as well as all the jobs that are accounting. Now, I was like, okay, wait, he only has a degree in business administration, even though it's in management. We're talking financial management. So I was like, well, he doesn't have a degree in accounting. Now, can you get by with just a degree in management? Yes, you can, especially if you came in and worked your way up through experience inside the government. They really love your experience more than they even love degrees. But I was trying to figure out how he get to the point where he is, because he doesn't technically have an accounting an accounting education. So I was trying to figure this out, and that's when I noticed this. I scrolled down a little, and he has 2 certifications. And I said, okay, he has 2 certifications. I'm assuming that one of the certifications at least is an accounting certification. And I was right. So he has 2 accounting certifications. One accounting certification is a CMA, Certified Management Accountant. So he has that. And actually, I think this says projected completion. I don't know if he actually completed it, but he was projected to complete it December 2022. But he still had this other accounting certification that is completed. He is a CGFM. CGFM stands for Certified Government Financial Manager. So he has a CGFM. So he's a Certified Government Financial Manager. So that is an accounting certification. So that, in conjunction with his bachelor's degree, that's all he has. That's all. He doesn't have a master's. He doesn't have a doctorate. He doesn't have, he's not an MD. He's not a PhD. He doesn't have any of that. He doesn't even have a master's degree. That's all he has. He has a bachelor's degree, and he has, of course, you want to prove you have certain accounting skills or understand accounting to a certain degree. So he picked up those 2 certifications, or at least one of these certifications. And there you have it. $353,000 with a bachelor's degree and 1 cert. And I'm gonna just say and 1 cert because, he has it. He has at least 1, right? But with just a bachelor's degree, when we're talking about higher education, certification just is like saying that you're certified, like we know you've been tested to prove that you understand this stuff, right? But degree-wise, just his bachelor's degree is all he has. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino is the Name. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we out.